Hi everyone, Carmen Broxma here with Choose Joy with Carmen, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see on your screen right now, I am going to be sharing the card that I created with these parameters here for Craft Roulette episode 146. So let's go ahead and pull the card in and we'll go through the parameters one by one. So here's my card, and the project had to be double tag, and so I have my two tags here, and I used my tailor-made dies for that right here, and I used this paper that has like foil on one side and on the back side is a different. So what I did is I die cut two of them out of the tags with and put the foil side up for the focal point here, and then used the back side for the side over here so that I could stamp my sentiment. And I think this paper was from a bundle called Splendid Day. I just love that paper. It comes in a lot of beautiful colors. But then I went ahead and pulled in, let's see what stamp set. Oh, it was this one here, the Splendid Thoughts, to create my elements. And basically, so our project was double tagged, so we've got that covered. Colors had to be 2 greens plus 2. So my 2 greens that I picked, and their retired colors, are Tranquil Tide and Just Jade. And I basically just did that with my stamping and my die cutting. And then, so then the other colors that I have here, so those are the 2 greens, and then the other 2 colors would be the Fresh Freesia, and I went ahead and added that little bumblebee, so I have a little bit of yellow in there. And then the others are neutral colors, so the basic gray that I used on the bottom of my pot here, and the background here was basic gray, so that's a neutral color, and white's neutral, and all that good stuff. So then I used some embossing folders too, because I love texture. So I used an embossing folder. It's called Brick and Mortar 3D. I did that for the basic gray here. And then I did this Stripes and Splatters 3D. And that I did for my little white down here, which I'm considering the shelf, which means that's the element, had to be a shelf or shelves. So there's my shelf. I just cut a piece of basic white and ran it through that embossing folder to make it look like the pot was sitting on that shelf. And then the random, I also did this Textile Texture 3D on this little piece of gray down here at the bottom of that pot. And so then in the background was the random. So we have in the background, we have my embossing folder, we have the designer paper that has images stamped on it that's in the background, and you could really just have background all over the place, right? But I love this. And let me show you, I used well, what I did on the basic gray was I took a sponge and my Craft Whisper White, and I did some, rubbing over it so it would have a little bit of that white on there. And then I also used every single die that came in this set to create this card. So I die cut some of the images that I stamped, and then the other elements there. But here's the interesting thing, was this, which I wanted for my pot, was too big. So what I had to do was I had to die cut it out. See, it's too big. And so what I had to do was die cut it out, and then I went ahead and moved it over to the size I wanted, and and lined it up in the grooves that were already there and die cut it out again. So that's how I was able to shrink down that pot, because this one was too big, or at least it was too big for what I wanted. So I had to do some little finagling there, but I love how it turned out. So I think we've got everything. Double tag, two colors, two greens plus two, and then the shelf, which is this down here, and then in the background is the random. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I really had fun creating it. So I still need to figure out what I'm going to put on the inside. You know me, I have to put some designer paper. So it might be a little piece of this designer paper, and then figure out what sentiment I want to stamp in there. But I will do it, because right now it's just plain white like this. But I will cut another piece of white, because I like to have two layers on the inside. And then I will decorate that piece. So I will probably have that shown at the end of this video. Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoyed that. And until my next video, hope you're all having a wonderful crafty day. And remember, choose joy, and may God bless you. Bye-bye, everyone. Until next time.